ready and hit.
The Grand Band from EGLZ is the pride of Fairfield, Texas. Our band has a rich history. There are many members of the Fairfield community who have wonderful, lasting memories of their time as a member of the Grand Band from EGLZ. The Fairfield ISD Band was created on August 28, 1934, the first band having only 32 members. In 1941, the first marching band program was organized and Our Director March was played as the school song, the same fight song that the band uses today when the football team scores. The Grand Band has been led by many great directors. Mr. John Gordon Small directed the band for 30 years, and the current director, Mr. Bill Large, has been with Fairfield for over 10 years. Let's see why band is so important to students today.
Band has allowed me to meet people that I probably would not have been able to meet in high school, and it's allowed me to create new friendships that I will enjoy for the rest of my life.
In my perspective, band is important to me because band gives me such a great feeling about music on any kind that's classical and elegant, and it's important to me because it means so much more to me than just going around on field trips and playing music on the ordinary.
Band is important to me because it's just a fun activity you could do and you could learn how to play an instrument.
Band is important to me because I've made great connections with people, people I didn't think I would be friends with. Band has brought me closer to them. And I already had a love for music, so I mean, it just made it greater.
In 6th grade, you will begin learning how to play your instrument. In junior high, you will have a class specifically devoted to band and will practice every school day.
One and hit it. There you go. Starting 5.
You will also have 2 concerts, one at Christmas and one during the spring. Beginning in 7th grade, you will get to participate in the junior high pep rallies. 8th graders will also have the opportunity to march at a Friday night football game. In high school, you will not only practice during school, but also on Monday nights. These practices are a lot of hard work and a lot of fun. Your hard work will pay off when you have the opportunity to march at football games on a Friday nights. Other fun high school activities include marching in the Freestone County Fair Parade, playing at high school pep rallies, competing in the UIL marching contest, Christmas and spring concerts, and the UIL solo and ensemble contest.
Something really great about this instrument is the fact that there's only 3 buttons. Makes it really easy to learn, and you can play all of the songs really easily.
You should pick my instrument because it's a fun instrument to play, it's not heavy.
A really common misconception about this instrument is that it gets you out of breath really quickly, when actually it's not as bad as you think. You just play it like a regular instrument, like a trumpet or something.
always has something new that you can learn about it. There's always a new fingering, or there's always a new technique that you can learn about your clarinet. So if you're a really curious person, this is a great instrument for you to play.
Something that's great about my instrument is that it's very easy to play and very easy to learn.
A lot of people think that woodwinds in general, but also like clarinets are just for girls, but our best clarinet player is a boy, so you boys, is probably a good instrument for you too, so I don't think it's just for the girls.
I made the all-state band on clarinet, and there was a bunch of guys there, and it's just a great instrument. A lot of people think it's really kind of boring and hard and tricky because of all these weird looking buttons, but it's actually a lot of fun and you can do a lot of cool things with it.
For me, I think that people should pick my instrument because it gives you such a graceful tune and wonderful rhythm. And people don't realize how important a flute is. I mean, it may not be the loudest, but it is indeed a wonderful instrument to play.
People should pick my instrument because it's light and sometimes it's easy to play if you know how to.
One major misconception about the flute is that it can actually play lower than people expect it to. Obviously not as low as a baritone or a tuba, but it can still play decently low.
What's great about French horn is that if you get really good and stay with it, you can go on and play in an orchestra someday. Smart people need to play this instrument because it's a lot more difficult than all the other instruments.
It's fun and you get to have a lot of fun with it, and it's always challenging.
Well, a lot of people would think that the French horn is pretty easy, but it's actually kind of hard. Even though it only has 4 buttons, there's multiple notes that come from each fingering, and a lot of the tuning comes from just putting your hand in the bell. So you could be really, really sharp if you took it out and really, really flat if you put it in too far.
So the great thing about this instrument is that once you get the hang of it, you can virtually play any music that's put in front of you, and you don't always need the music. You can just make something up that sounds good, and hopefully Mr. Large won't notice. A misconception is that all you need is a pair of sticks and then you can get on your way, but you need rhythm. You know, you can't just pick up a pair of sticks and then you're good to go. You have to have rhythm and you have to have a sense of beat because we keep the beat for the band, so if the drums fail, then the band fails.
A lot of people say it's an easy instrument, but it's not. We have to really follow the notes because we have really fast notes and we have to know where we are really well. And we also have to control how loud our instrument is being played, just so we don't play over the rest of the band.
I think something great about my instrument is that there's more than just one specific instrument.
My instrument is great because the size is really good, it's not too big, it's not too small, and it looks really cool.
A lot of people think that saxophone is the easiest instrument, but from a personal standpoint, it is very difficult, especially when you get into high school, because there's a lot of competition. So if you're looking for a challenge or you like to be competitive with people, it's definitely a good instrument for you.
So the instrument I play is the bari sax, and it's one of the saxophones in the saxophone family. And one of the biggest misconceptions about the saxophone is that it's very difficult, but once you take the time to learn, it's actually fairly simple.
Well, the saxophone is the coolest and the best instrument to play, so you should pick it.
What's great about my instrument is it's unique from any other instrument. I mean, every instrument is either pressing buttons or just blowing their hearts out when A trombone is unique with the slide, and it's nothing like it, so that's why I think the trombone is great.
I like my instrument because it's easy to do the slide positions, and it's different than any other instrument because you're doing slide positions instead of doing buttons. A lot of people think that it's only used like for loud songs and stuff like that, but actually it can be really pretty and soft.
Some misconceptions that it only plays really loud, but it can really play soft and pretty.
I like playing trumpet because we get to play the main melodies in each song.
I think people that like to play a variety of things need to play my instrument.
People should pick the tuba because it's one of the main instruments in the band besides the drums, because the drums keep the beat, tubas keep the bass, all the other instruments can keep the melody or can be part of the bass. Tubas, you can be loud, but you have to measure how loud you can be. You can be soft, but it measures on how you can be heard. And if your tuba is clear sounding, then that's even bigger points for when you're playing music.
People think that we can't play high, but we can.
People think that the tuba is heavy, but after a while, when you start playing it, you get used to the weight of it and it becomes light.
If you're looking for a leadership position in band, one option is to try out for drum major. The drum majors are the ones at the football games when the band marches, and they're at the very front. There's normally like 2 or 3. This year we have 4, which is the most I think Fairfield has ever had. So it's been really cool to be a part of that. They're the ones that march with the sticks at the front. They're called maces. It's a lot of fun. You get a lot of bruises, but it's great to just show your leadership and to lead the band in a positive way.
Well, for me, I think there's a lot of opportunities to learn how to be a leader in band. For me, I got the opportunity to be a drum major, and through that I've gotten to learn about communicating with people and how to lead them in a positive way.
We are part of the Fairfield Auxiliary, which means I'm in flag.
I'm a twirler.
I'm a flag. So to be in the auxiliary, which is full of the flags and twirlers, you have to be in band.
One of the perks, I guess, of being a twirler is during the fall you get to go to regionals and perform, and that if you make a 1 in your performance, then that means you go to state and you get to perform with your ensemble there and your group, and it's just a lot of fun.
Flags also do a competition in the fall. We compete at a Kilgore competition at Kilgore College, and it's always really, really fun to go there with like your flags and your twirlers and just go and have fun with each other there. It's really fun. You should join.
Yeah.
You can be a part of multiple extracurricular activities while you are in band.
For example, we all play football, and even though it's a little bit of a stretch, we still manage to do all our schoolwork and everything.
It takes a lot of time, but I mean, it's very manageable. We were able to do it for 4 years.
As long as you do things you enjoy, as well as keep your grades up, you'll do fine in high school.
The Grand Band works hard, but they also have a lot of fun. They attend multiple contests throughout the year, and some students even get to compete at state level. Sixth grade students get to go on a special field trip at the end of the year. 7th and 8th grade students spend an entire school day at Six Flags Over Texas each May. And every 4 years, the high school band takes a trip to Disney World in Florida and marches down Main Street in the Magic Kingdom. We would like to conclude by having a few students tell you why they highly recommend that you join band.
Kids should join band because it's a whole new subject that you haven't learned before. It's very fun and you have lots of instruments to choose from.
Kids should join band because later on down the road when you're trying to go to college, you can get a scholarship for band.
I think kids should join band because it's an extra fun activity they could do and you could learn stuff that could help you in your life.
Band has given me a bunch of memories that I will be able to look back through throughout life. Like, for example, we just went to Disney World this past spring break and it was a lot of fun.
Kids should join band because it's something to do. Even during the summertime, it'll keep you busy. Something to do on Friday nights. It's fun being in the stands, cheering for your team. It's good for the community. Everybody in the community loves band, so it's great.
Many students before you have chosen to become a member of the Grand Band from EGLZ. We hope that you will seriously consider joining band. You won't regret it.
I can't do it without music. Why should kids join band?
Kids.
I don't know what to say.
Okay. What kind of people need to play your instrument?
Well, smart people need to play this instrument because it's a lot difficult. I need to do that again.